Edward here from erviewer.com. I have another video for you. This was a practice session I have recently done that was pretty interesting, and I decided to go ahead and edit it together and put it out there. When I do my practicing, when I do my explorations, I get my targets from various websites. There's a couple of websites out there that are pretty good that provide practice targets for remote viewing. Das Smith has one, Target Monkey, Lynn Buchanan's website has it, Teresa Frisch has a list of them at her website. There's a couple of them. There's probably 5 of them, or 5 or 6 of them that I utilize, where I can go ahead and grab these targets, so that way no one else is involved in the target selection with me. I'm completely blind to all the targets, and so all I do is click on the link and it gives me the feedback photo after the session, so I'm completely blind. And typically these websites will give you completely verifiable targets. That's why I like them. Nobody else is involved. The targets are typically completely verifiable, so if I need to do some research, I can, to have an understanding of what I was experiencing. Because again, with these and the work that I'm doing with these, I'm not interested in the target as much, or the mysteries of the target. I'm interested in the mysteries of how we actually acquire these inputs, how we process them, and how we experience them. That's what these videos are about. I do projects outside of this that are more data-driven, which are more CRV, controlled remote viewing specific. But that's not what these are. These are my explorationary sessions. So this was a practice one. So when I clicked on the link after the session, what I got was a brief description that this was a target that had very little feedback, and it was an anomaly that was captured by a person who was flying into, I believe it was flying into New York, saw some object, took a picture of it outside the window of the plane. The link provided in the feedback was to a YouTube video of the images by the YouTube name is Vincent A. Yeah, Vincent A. And apparently he's the gentleman who saw this object while he was flying and took a picture of it. So I don't know what it is. It is, as of yet, I guess we could call it an unidentified flying object. I'm not saying it is UFO. I don't know what it is. I have no idea what it is. And again, I had no idea that going into this that that the target would end up being unidentified flying object. All I do is go in looking for the experience. But the interesting thing about this session was I was able to capture an excellent example of the mental process called memory comparison. So as you can see, the image, an up-close image of the object that was captured on film, and as the input is making its way through my core mental processes, a memory comparator is triggered of the chrome sculpture that is on display in Chicago. I think it's in front of Daley Plaza or something like that. But it's a big chrome structure. But this was the image that was popping up in my mind, or the memory comparator that was being stimulated by the input itself. So this is a great example for people who are wondering, what do you experience, or how does this thing work, or whatever. This is a great example of memory comparison, meaning that as the input is making its way through the core mental processes, and I'm attempting to decipher it, decode it, interpret it, translate it, bring it above the threshold in some type of formulation that makes some kind of sense. This is the image in my mind that was stimulated. So this is what memory comparison actually looks like. So that's what this is about. It's a very interesting thing that was captured on film. It was an interesting session. I hope you enjoy it. And I also want to again thank everyone for their generous contributions to my funding page. Again, I set up a paypal.me/Edward Reardon funding page for those who want to contribute to my work. This again is my life's work. This is not a hobby. This is my continued exploration to capture these phenomena on film, study them, study the process, how I experience it, in an attempt to capture things that have never been captured on film before, showcasing these phenomena. What is taking place at the threshold of my awareness, below the threshold of my awareness, that I can detect when things are happening, when things are being stimulated, and attempting to make my way to Zingo Swan Turbid, the nucleus, ESP nucleus, or the psychic nucleus, where we have access to this second reality. I want to experience more of this as Zingo Swan Term second reality. That's where my projects of Time Sensations and all these other projects are designed, as I continue to unfold this process and get closer and closer to where these inputs are accessed and how they make their way through our subconscious, through our mental processes, and through the subliminal barrier, through the threshold of awareness, this barrier that is that is the dividing point between our above conscious awareness, that is me speaking to you now, and below that, where we have access to this second reality, and where all these processes take place and how they take place. So that's what this is about. That's what my work is about, and hope you enjoy it. Many more to come. Stimulated by the input. Processes stimulated by the input. Processes stimulated by the input. Okay. Let's move it through. Let's move it through. 5841. 5841. Round, flat, dense, like round. Inside, hollow, above, like inside and open space, like this is kind of an image, but like and it's like it's hollow. Hollow inside. I kind of like this better. Hollow inside. Hollow inside. There's like a hollow space inside. Five, 8, 4, 1. Flat. Dense, tubular, large, wide, open, fast, moving outside, tall. It's kind of, it could be a creative addition here of a building. Or statue. Building or statue. It's solid and dense, but it does feel, I'm getting this hollow, like echoes. Echoes and like these are likes, but like inside a container, like inside a container, or it's just something hollow with, you know, that's echoey inside. You know, sound is bouncing off the thing. It's like an echo chamber or something. but the sound does, feels like metallic, but it's more like the quality of the sound. The sound quality feels like sound is reverberating off of something metallic. Like an egg or egg-shaped. Yeah. What else? To move inside and describe and sketch. Move inside of this thing. I definitely feel like I'm inside of something now. I'm inside. Like a container or a capsule. Capsule. How do we spell it? Like inside of a capsule. It reminds me of that that chrome shaped thing in Chicago. A weird chrome thing in Chicago. It's reflective, but inside, hollow and hollow, echoey, kind of dark and dark. And like there's not much in there. Shadowy and not much there, but what about, I want to pull back out. What is most interesting to me about this? That's what I want to pull through. I want to stimulate the mental processes that will give me an aesthetic. What is most interesting to me about this? What is most air, like air or oxygen? Oxygen, air. What about it? What about it? Breathing or what else? Air. What's most interesting to me? Oxygen, air. Like sounds like something inside. Something inside, like the air inside or something like that. Oxygen. Is it pumping oxygen? Pumping oxygen? Airflow, pumping oxygen? Air around it? Or gas, maybe? Gas? Gas, maybe? What about the gas? It's like something around it, something floating around it. Something floating around it. Or in it, maybe. Yeah. Floating. Maybe in water or underwater. In or underwater. I think. Because is it here or is it here? Here or here? Here or here? Breathing. Breathing like an oxygen mask. Something like that. That's interesting. Is there like a problem with the breathing? Or what about the breathing now? Or the air, or the oxygen? Airflow or the oxygen? It's like oxygen. Like gas. Like gas or gas bubbles. Gas bubbles? Something like gas bubbles? Something like that? Bubbles? Like bubbles. Expanding out or around. Kind of like cloudish. Cloudish and comparators are like either bubbles, air bubbles, or gas bubbles, or smoke, or clouds, mist. Those are comparators to that idea of cloudish. How like there's this. These things are like coming out. If that's what's most interesting to me, then what is it? Just that there's these round things with these bubbles? There's some airflow. Airflow. There's something to do with airflow or oxygen. Oxygen or airflow. like a place where you need it, or maybe there's less, or like I kind of feel like I'm underwater. I feel like I'm underwater, and the air, the oxygen, is giving me that feeling like it's restricted, or pumped in, or provided, or something like that. But there's something else. What else is it? What else is it? I just feel like either oxygen or gas. Coming out of here. Okay. Go ahead and end on that. Yeah. Okay.